Okay, for this portion of my demo, I'd like to walk you guys through the steps in collecting the database, extracting the features, and obtaining the TFT Lite file that we need to be able to use it. Since we have to convert it and get the MFCC values and all that stuff to be able to transfer it to Raspberry Pi because Raspberry Pi only uses TFT Lite to be able to activate it, the microphone to get the MFCC values of the audio in real time value. So we first open up Anaconda, our Anaconda prompt, and then we open up Jupyter Notebook, and this should open up this. Um, we have these three files right here. Now we're gonna open up for the first file. It just tells you all the things that I trained and all the files that I have so far. So within this file, I only have bed, gunshot, pistols, and background noise. And I have these are the total numbers of gunshots I have and all that stuff. So for example, I have 2014 amount of beds, 2400 amount of gunshots, and 235 amount of pistols. These are just settings. It tells you like the sample rates and what I want to test. This is the vector that it makes that I wanted because the X is the time and Y is the MFCC values or the actual values of the I mean not MFCC values but the actual values of the signals. Then it flattens it and it always it actually samples and resamples it twice to make sure that the validation is right. After that, it tell you all the stuff that kind of wasn't around the values that we needed, so it takes them out and just calculates it, and then it just prints the Y value after everything is like converted and done. Second, it's almost the same process, but this one is when we start making the model for it, and this is when we pick which word or which um, word, gunshots, or whatever we want to feed and train the the Raspberry Pi with or train the model with. This is when it trains it, tests all of them. This appealing, this is the tensor dimension because we're using TensorFlow and Keras to do all this math using the MFCCs and all that stuff. This is how many layers and convolutional layers we're using. This is the summary of them. Um, it checks the validates like, oh, is this accurate? And it will tell us the graph. So this one, as you can see in the graphs that we are pretty accurate. It's saying that all the values from the training were fed to the model right. As you can see, our training values are all pretty accurate, and then we lost not much. And after that, this is where all the conversion happens. Um, and this is what creates the TFT Lite that we need to be able to use it for the to transfer it to the Raspberry Pi. As you can see, we make this word TFT Lite, and all of this actually falls in my what they all fall in here. As you can see, every time I make something, it adds it in my files by itself, and these are the files that need to transfer. So at first, I was having a hard time transferring files and all that. But after I did my own TCP using FileZilla, it was a little bit easier for me to transfer things. All I really do is drag and drop. So I drag it and put it here, drag it and put it in here. So this is the process of how we do extraction, database and all that. I can even show you guys my database. It'll be like I believe desktop, senior design, master. These are all the data sets. You can see these are all the sets of data that we've been using. This is it for demo 1 because I wanted to show you guys how the process of training is fairly simple. As long as you have the code, it takes about I would say 5 to 10 minutes to train a new word a new sound or whatever it takes or whatever you want it to train with.